Scotland suffer more major tournament heartache as Kevin Saboth's 100th minute winner saw Hungary knock Steve Clarke's team out of Euro 2024. The Scots had a penalty claim rejected after a challenge on substitute Stuart Armstrong in the second half, albeit Hungary twice hit the woodwork and did not take advantage of several chances. There was distress when Hungary's Barnabas Varga was treated with screens around him before he was taken off on a stretcher. But in the 10 added minutes for the incident, substitute Saboth netted a late winner in the 1-0 victory, which meant Steve Clarke's side finished Group A in 4th place with 1 point. Scotland have still never qualified for the knockout stages of a major competition, and in a second successive Euros, Clarke's men have finished bottom of the table, having garnered only 1 point. In what was the first competitive game between the two countries, and effectively a win-or-bust situation for both, Clarke replaced injured defender Kieran Tierney with Scott McKenna, his only change. Liverpool's Dominic Szoboszlai, the classy captain of Marco Rossi's team, started despite training away from the main group this week, and there was a return for Barnsley's midfielder Callum Styles, in for Adam Nagy, with defender Andrzej Botka in for Attila Fiola. A false start by overeager Hungary at the kickoff saw it retaken, and then a battle for domination ensued. The Scots got plenty touches of the ball in the early stages, but in a Hungary break in the 7th minute, Angus Gunn had to save a long-range effort from Ben Spolo, with skipper Andy Robertson mopping up the keeper's spillage. Scotland were slow and laboured in possession. John McGinn was his usual combative self, and fellow midfielder Billy Gilmour saw plenty of the ball, but mostly in deep positions, and Hungary keeper Peter Gulixi was under little threat. Hungary began to settle, and 5 minutes from the break Scotland striker Che Adams gave a second free kick away just outside the box, this time for a high foot. Szoboszlai, whose first effort was deflected for a fruitless corner, this time chipped the ball to defender Willie Orban, who clipped the crossbar with a header, although he may have been offside, and just before the break Szoboszlai fired a shot high over the bar. The Tartan Army, subdued in the first half by their side's caution, urged their side forward, but it was Hungary who threatened in a counter, with Jack Hendry blocking a shot from Roland Salai for a corner that was again defended. The game began to stretch, but mostly towards Gunn. In the 65th minute, Darty headed across from Bola over the bar. There was concern when Varga required lengthy treatment after falling to the ground in the second half following an aerial challenge inside the Scots penalty area. Hungary players quickly signaled that Varga was in trouble and were incensed by the time medics and stretcher bearers were taking to get over to help treat the player. After several minutes of treatment with a screen around him, Varga was eventually taken away on a stretcher, and a VAR check for a possible penalty came to nothing. Martin Adam replaced Varga, but moments later, Scotland claimed for a penalty when Armstrong, on from McGinn, was sent crashing to the ground by Orban, but Argentinian referee Facundo Tello played on. The final stages were marked by more substitutions and desperation, and Gunn made a decent saves from Andras Schaefer and Szoboszlai before Saboth smacked the post, but in the dying seconds. After Gulixi had saved from Grant Hanley, he knocked in a cross from Salai, and Scotland were on their way home.